Well, hello, class. Here we are. Boy, hate to say it, but it goes by so quickly. We are into our last week. We meet Saturday. That's it. Really going to miss you guys. It was really a great class, and I enjoyed every bit of it with you. I'm recording this on Father's Day, and to all your fathers out there, and fathers both living and not, happy Father's Day today. Family took me out. It was great. Um, it really makes you think about and enjoy the essence of family. And I think that's really important. That's the core nucleus of all of our cultures, all of our values. That's where they come from. And a good segue into wrapping up this class. But anyway, here we are in week 7. And what I intend to do, and I hope you're all in on time, we are going to go into the library at 9 o'clock, but between 8 and 9, I'm going to talk a little bit about what they want to cover in the last class. That's organizational design, effectiveness, and change management. But mostly, I want to talk about change management because there are certain characteristics in our organizational design that help us understand how to maximize the effectiveness of what we do in the organization. And we are going to look at some of the things that foster innovation and discuss some of the things that stifle creativity by design. Now, when you're talking about by design, it doesn't always mean about how the organization is structured, the structural content, the protocol of the organization, looking at a demographic map of the organization, president, vice presidents, directors, blah, 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 how information flow. We're not talking about that. We're talking about what you guys discussed already in previous papers, the integration between skill set and culture. And when change is apparent and we need to come together, do we have the design in our organization to accept that change, both culturally and logistically? So, the materials for chapter 16, 17, and 18 have to do with, and looking at a lot of the slides, you looked at videos about change management and, all about how do we have good leadership when a corporate culture needs to change? Is the leadership change going to be at the top? And how is it going to affect the rest of the organization? How do employees respond to this change? And how effectively do they buy in so that these changes can be implemented within a reasonable period of time? And then we're going to just look at, once we get done with that, like I said, we'll do all that inside of an hour, and we'll have a good Socratic discussion. I'm not going to get up there and lecture for that. I'm going to discuss this. Then we'll go up to the library like we did and last few weeks. And what I'm going to have you do is either do a PowerPoint presentation or talk to your paper. That's what I want to do, that final paper. It's really, so if you are just going to talk to it, it's probably a good idea. If you're not going to do PowerPoints, if you're just going to talk to it, it's a good idea for you to highlight the important parts of what you're going to talk about, but don't read from the paper. I can do that, honestly, when I read your paper. The next thing is what I want to do is kind of talk about how it all gets put together and maybe go through some of the key takeaways that you got from this course. A lot of the things that we talked about in this past week was handling conflict. Conflict and stress go hand in hand, really. The more we can minimize our conflict and get on the same page, the less stress that we have. The other thing, for potluck, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna post something, on a blog, on the website, and you decide what it is that you want to bring in. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring in half a dozen muffins and half a dozen bagels with cream cheese. All right? The rest of you can bring in whatever you want. Okay? That's going to be my takeaway. All right? Half a dozen bagels, half a dozen muffins with cream cheese. See you all 8 o'clock on Saturday. Look for my blog on contributions. It'll say potluck contributions on the blog. Put in what you want, and everybody can see what everybody else writes. Okay? Sounds like a plan? See you then.